Well, what's up, YouTube? It's been a while since we posted a video. It's been a busy summer. I had some inside projects to be done this summer. I finished a attic bedroom into a usable space for my daughter to use. Got that wrapped up here a couple of weeks ago, and been able to get back onto some more YouTube type content. So I've got a couple of updates. One, my kids, my twins, turned 16 yesterday, so we're short a couple of vehicles here they're driving. They ended up getting their license yesterday, so we've got a couple of new drivers in the household. The insurance rates are on the rise, and there are a couple of additional vehicles in the fleet to be maintained. So the black F-250, my son is driving today. We'll probably have some upcoming content on that as we kind of try and polish that turd a little bit, make it a little nicer truck for him. And I don't know if I've covered it in a video already or not, but we picked up a little 06 Escape for my daughter. We were able to pick one up when we were down in South Carolina earlier this summer for a family wedding, and did a little bit of work to it, just some front end stuff, nothing real interesting on that one. Got it on the road for her, so she's using that. But I thought I'd give you a quick video, introduce you to a new little project here, another little undertaking. I was able to make this score at an auction here about a week and a half ago. Picked up some new old iron for the farm. This is a Massey Ferguson 180. I spent a lot of time on the back of one of these, or one very similar to it, growing up. But these Massey 1 Series tractors have always kind of had a special place in my heart, and I was able to pick this one up. We got kind of a bargain on it, but it's a bit of a Frankenstein. So I'm going through the process of trying to correct a few things and getting it back to usable condition. It's got a few farmer engineered parts on it here. Somebody has made some modifications. I guess the previous owner of this unit had some hills that he used this tractor on, and he was concerned about the high center of gravity. So he made some modifications to, in his mind, lower the center of gravity. I think all he did was really lowered the operator's seating position. So if you know anything about Massey 1 Series tractors, this tractor is very, very similar in many ways to a 175. They have the same Perkins, A4 236, I believe is the model number of the engine. A little 4-cylinder Perkins Diesel. They have the same transmission, a lot of the same running gear. The 180, however, was a high crop model, whereas the 175 was more of their utility tractor. So this one was engineered to have more ground clearance. It's got a higher front end on it. It had taller rear tires to give it more ground clearance for row crop service. And typically, this one being a row crop model, instead of this arrangement of kind of two running boards, if you will, and low pedals, it would have a flat operator's platform in here, and everything would sit much higher. You actually had that step was up in here someplace, and then you'd step up to the platform. So this guy was uncomfortable, I guess, at that level, and took some parts from another tractor. I don't know if these were parts off of a 175 maybe a 165 or a 150, I'm not sure. But he's got pedal assemblies off of something else. He's got these running boards off of something else. That seat and spring is not original. That hydraulic valve certainly is not original. He's modified this. Battery box has been changed up. He built in this super trick toolbox into the bottom of the battery box, right? Because what would you do on your tractor without a BFH and a hillbilly socket set? So, got that going on. I've done a couple of little things to this thing already. Plenty more to do. I want to do fluid and filter change on this thing all the way around because it's hard to tell how long it's been since the last time it's had that. The rubber's in real good shape, which made this a real good buy. But it's missing these side shields that go in here. We've got a pretty serious leak in the power steering unit. Maybe a little bit of leakage going around the primary fuel pump, the lift pump here. And I found something a little disconcerting right away when I was doing a fluid check. That is not what hydraulic fluid is supposed to look like. That looks to me like it's got water in it. So I don't know if this thing spent some time outside and collected some rainwater somehow or what, but we need to get that taken care of ASAP. These units use a combination reservoir that uses one type of oil that is both lubricating the transmission and running all of the hydraulics. And then there's two separate oil reservoirs for each of the final drive units out here that uses another similar oil. So I could probably live with it with the operator's platform like it is, maybe put a little different seat on it and call it good, you know, fix the power steering. But we got to get that oil changed right away. You can kind of see another modification he made here. Shift levers were supposed to be up here on the console on a 180. On a 175, the shifters are down here on top of the transmission. It's a direct linkage. This is a little different because it's row crop model. Everything was higher, so the shifters used to be up here. Looks like he put some heat into this lever and shortened it a bit. Of course, you can see that this has been customized as well. Shorten the steering column, put on that steering wheel. I don't know what that's off of. I have no idea. It looks like it's off an old 8N Ford or something. It's got a nice elbow breaker on it there. But I came into some of the parts that came off of this tractor. Somebody approached us after we purchased the tractor and said, hey, we've got some parts for this you need to come get. So I've got part of what we need to put this thing back together. I've got the pedal assembly that bolts on up in here. I've got a little bit of the linkage, and I've got the seat mount that bolts on top of the hydraulic unit here, and it also houses the hydraulic valves that should run the hydraulic remotes. They were leaking pretty badly, is the report I've heard, and I could believe it. They look pretty greasy. So those are going to need some attention if we elect to put those back on the tractor. But at this point, my main concern is just getting this guy usable. Get the fluids refreshed, get everything changed, finish getting this thing checked out, and get it to a condition where we can use it, because I want to use it to make some hay next summer. And I don't know, there's never a shortage of ways to use a tractor around a little farm like we've got here. We can use it for moving things around. I ended up picking up a hay bine so I can make some of my own hay. But this is what we're going to play with for a while. So we'll do a little mini series on this. We'll go through a few things. I've got a leaking seal right in here around the throttle lever on the injection pump. I did make an investment and purchase a set of manuals for this engine and tractor. So I've got exploded views of all of this. It looks like this comes apart and there's a couple of O-rings that seal that shaft. So I've ordered a rebuild kit for that, and we'll do that as well. I'm trying to keep that fuel inside the pump so that we can make power with it instead of dripping it all over the ground. But first things first, we're gonna drain this oil. So what do you say we see what this looks like? If I can get in here with the camera at the same time. What do you think? Am I gonna hit the bucket, or is it going on the ground? Oh yeah. Yeah, that ain't good. Got a little bit of carnage on the magnet here too. Looks like part of a retainer clip of some sort. That's nasty. So we will have to get that drained out good and get it swapped. So I think I'll end the video here quick before that bucket gets full and I have to swap it for another bucket. But we'll bring you back in here when we've got a little bit more to update, and this thing has had some time to drain for a while. Thanks for watching.